Hello, my name is Lane Meekum with Ledger. We are a small accounting firm that helps digital service providers with planning, accounting, analysis, and advisory. We're going to jump right into this. One of the things that we work with clients on and we talk to prospective clients about a lot is they have a goal in mind, but they're not very clear on what that means to hit that goal, as far as how many clients do they need and what does their growth rates look like and what price points do they need in order to hit those goals. And so we've built this spreadsheet. We think it's super easy to use. Anybody can use it if you're trying to build out a business plan, just a simplified business plan, or you just want to plan for the upcoming year and you have a goal in mind, you're just not quite sure how to get there. This is a way to quantify that goal. And so we'll dive right in here. If you look at the revenue forecast that we have here, again, it's ultra simple. We have some revenue assumptions here. Each one of these blue cells with the white text, this is where you're going to come and enter what you hope to achieve in the upcoming year. So first of all, how many clients do you have now? Okay, if you're a brand new business, this is how many clients do you think you can get that first month. All right, so if you, let's say in this instance we're doing 10, we expect to grow that client base by 25%, okay, for the year. And we think we're going to be able to bill these clients that are getting this service $1,250 per month on average. Okay, and you can forecast those assumptions for each of these services. All right, now if you have one service, then you'll just zero these other ones out. That's fine. But if you have multiple services, you can start to look at how your revenues are affected by different service mixes. All right, should I pursue a high ticket item that I might get fewer clients on, or should I pursue more clients in a maybe lower ticket item? What are those assumptions? What should I assume there? And so in this case, you might decide, maybe it's more worth it to go for that lower ticket item and get more clients because I'm going to get that 394,000, or I'm fine with 10 because I don't want to be crazy busy. I'd rather charge more and just have fewer clients, and I'm fine with this level of revenues. Starting to understand that, you'll see we have our total revenues here, and on this screen we can understand how these forecasted revenues will affect our bottom line. This is the operating income with these expenses. Okay, so we come to this expense forecast now. This is really a budget. Okay, if you want to hit a profit goal of 196,000, here is your budget to do that, assuming these revenues. Okay, you've hit these revenue numbers. If you manage your budget to these numbers, this is what your profit will be. Okay, so that's why this is useful. 50%, you look at what your cost of services is going to be as a percentage of revenues for each of these services, and then you also just forecast your overhead. Okay, this is all the costs that aren't direct. These are your indirect expenses. And so you can start to play with this and say, all right, 50% for these services, 40 and 45% for these services, and then 30% for the rest of my costs on the overhead. If I can manage that, okay, if I can provide those services and hit those revenues while I manage my cost to these numbers, this is what my operating income is going to be. Okay, and then we have a summary income statement here. You can look at what your gross profit will be at different revenue and cost of service sales as a percentage of sales. This number will automatically update that 50% as you update it there. So you kind of have that information here. You can understand what the assumption is that's currently going on right here. Now I'm just going to show one more thing really quick that we think is super helpful, and this is just sensitivity or scenario analysis right over here. And what you can do is you can change these percentages and change these dollar values, and it will create this matrix for you. And what this matrix is saying is, if we look over here at service A, for instance, we're at 25% and $1,250. And so here we are, 25%, $1,250. So this is the scenario that's being forecasted right now, 168, 438.94. We can start to look at how are our revenues impacted if we don't hit these numbers. Okay, if we only hit 15% growth and we're only able to bill on average $750 a month, our revenues are actually going to be $96,000 instead of $168,000. And you can start to understand a little bit of, okay, what's the risk? How do we quantify the risk of missing on these goals? And so we think that's a super useful tool. You can just update these numbers right here and change it to look at it. This is service A, service B, service C, service D. You can start to look at those scenario analysis. So again, this is just a simplified version. You don't have to go through and forecast all of your expenses and all of your cost of goods sold and all of that, that detailed type forecast that a lot of times prevents small businesses or entrepreneurs from doing this type of work. But this is way too simple for you not to do it. You have a goal, you've quantified it, you understand the budget in order to hit that goal, and you can start to really manage around those numbers. And so we hope you'll use it. We'd appreciate your feedback.